Hey guys, it's Annemarie. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a continuation of a little series that I started 2 years ago. Basically, this is going to be my junior year reflection video at the University of Southern California, where I attend. I did this my freshman year and my sophomore year. If you guys haven't seen those, I'll link them in the description box below. This was definitely the best year I've had at USC in every aspect, and I learned so much from this year, and I think I grew a lot as a person, so I'm excited to share this video with you guys and what I've learned this year. Okay. My first semester was very interesting because while I liked, for the most part, the classes that I was taking, I was only taking 14 units, which is the lowest amount of units that I've ever taken at school. The most I've taken is 18. The least before this past semester was 16. Not only was that interesting, but the fact that I was just really burnt out for the entire first semester. It was towards the end of the semester and I was registering for my classes for the next semester, and I was just like, I have no idea how I'm gonna be able to do this exact same thing over again next year, because my life at that point just felt so repetitive. I'm sorry if you can hear the noise outside. I didn't know at the time what it was gonna be, but I was like, I need something to change. Like, I need something to mix up my routine. Thankfully, this opportunity came at the perfect time, which is my offer to intern full-time with J&J. But just going back to like my first semester, I did learn a few things and have some reflection. Academically, I did pretty well. I had the highest GPA that I've gotten at USC so far, and I probably should have since I was only taking 14 units. So compared to my freshman and sophomore year, I talked a lot about my social aspect and my social life. I felt like I had a way more established friend group, and not necessarily like a friend group from the same group, but just like friends around campus and familiar faces of people that I really like. Also, going off of that, I was extremely, like, kind of pleasantly surprised, honestly, by how well and how much I loved my roommates this year. So you guys know that, like, I've always had, like, kind of weird roommate situations. My first semester, I lived, like, in a really isolated dorm, so I didn't really meet anyone outside of my room. The next year, I lived in a 8-man apartment with, like, a bunch of random people. And then this year, I moved in with my roommate Zoe, who's been my roommate for, like, the last 3 years, and 2 of her friends, and then one girl who's kind of in the same position as me. She was, like, friends with the girls, but she wasn't, like, best friends. Yeah.
And you're still dating Jacob. I heard that little pause. I was like, yep. Still in love with you.
Thank you. You're welcome. That was Jacob. Okay. I became super, super close with 2 of the other girls, like, outside living in my house. Life is so much easier to live with people that you like because you're constantly surrounded by them. You see them all the time, which means that, like, if you like them, you constantly have really good conversation, really good company. It's really easy to coordinate plans. Just huge benefits. Of course, I'm still dating my boyfriend, Jacob. He just made me coffee, which is very nice of him. And then the next thing that I want to transition over to is just that I had, like, the best and, like, luckiest kind of career opportunities, because, like, it's not really, but it is, like, in some way going to advance my career someday in terms of, like an actual, like, corporate career, in terms of, like, my YouTube. I hit 100,000 subscribers this year, which is insane. So obviously, as I've said many, many times before on my channel, I did a full-time co-op or internship with Neutrogena with Johnson & Johnson. It was kind of a crazy story. I'll link the story of this co-op and, like, how I got it below. But it was something that I very much was not really expecting to do. I didn't even hear back until December that I would be basically changing the entire course of my next semester by taking a leave of absence, not taking any classes. And I also had to make a trade-off because the past semester, the first semester, I was a TA for this class that I took part in my freshman year called GLP, the Global Leadership Program. And in this class, it's basically the first semester is like having a bunch of guest lectures, and then the second semester was learning all about China, their culture, their business practices, and then going to China, Shanghai and Beijing. When I was offered this position with J&J, I was like, well, this might not work out because I have agreed to be a TA for GLP. It ended up being that I actually could have done both, but the person that was, like, behind the organization of that was just kind of too unorganized. I personally just made the decision to not continue with GLP. That was a trade-off that I was kind of sad to make because I would have gotten, like, a free trip to China, and it would have been really rewarding to go, but I 100% do not regret my decision to pursue and like do my full-time internship. First of all, like I learned so much about consumer marketing, which is a potential career path that I want to go down. I had a lot more flexibility in my schedule. At school, I have a really hard time differentiating like when I should be studying and when I should like be not studying. You could constantly be studying and I feel bad whenever I'm not. But at work, it's like when you come back from work, you're done with work. I was able to travel more. I went to New York City, Atlanta. I was able to make money. They paid pretty well, like better than any of my internships or any previous jobs that I've ever had before. I also could potentially work for J&J in the future if I get an offer. And if not, I at least have that experience on my resume. Something that I also learned from that is that having a unique skill or talent is so important. So I started my YouTube channel literally not knowing what I would do with it. I just wanted to make videos and have this community of people, which I'm very proud of establishing. My YouTube thing is my favorite thing. But something that I've realized is that I have gotten more interviews and like calls back from job applications because with the world becoming increasingly digital, being able to market with influencers like YouTube influencers or, you know, just knowing any social media platform is actually so important. If you look at any of the beauty brands, influencers are talking about them because those brands are paying influencers to talk about them. They have a lot more importance than you might think. I was also gonna do a video on that, like stuff that you don't think about YouTubers or like YouTube. But because of that, and because of my YouTube experience, even though it's very, very small compared to like actual YouTube influencers and like huge like YouTubers, I've been able to get like a lot of opportunities just from that. And people even within the company have asked me a lot about like influencers for their own brands. And that kind of just shows that if you pick and pursue something that you're genuinely interested in, it won't go to waste, even if it seems like something that is literally pointless. Like when I started this in high school and even in college, like people make fun of me sometimes because I make videos, and it's like, you might not think that it's an important thing to do, but in some ways it really is an important thing to know about. So yeah, that's like a very rewarding thing that I learned this year. You can take your interests and passions and turn it into like an actual thing that is applicable in the corporate world, if that's what you're looking for, or if that's what I'm looking for. I don't know yet, but we'll see. And then even like a cool opportunity that I was offered through my YouTube channel is I am going to Ibiza literally the day after my co-op ends. So it's in 1 week. That's insane. Basically, a company called Top Deck reached out to me and was like, hey, we have another influencer going on the sailing trip to Ibiza, Rick Michio, who I actually know. We were wondering if you want to come, and I like thought it was spam. And I just replied and I was like, oh, tell me more about this. But they like, I have my ticket to Barcelona. I'm gonna go to Ibiza. Literally the most exciting thing that has happened in my YouTube life. It's something that I'm so excited for. Like I can't even imagine it because I'm still like in the process of like finishing all my presentations for work and stuff that I just like honestly cannot even think about how excited I am. But I know that like I'm so blessed to have that opportunity because of YouTube. So yeah, just like a lot of really cool, interesting opportunities that I've had this year that I've definitely never had before. And I think my mindset has kind of been switching more from like being super concerned about like grades and stuff like that to being more concerned about like career and like what I want to do next. But I'm excited for this summer. I'm excited to finish up my co-op just because I want to make videos for you guys and just have that last summer before I get like a full-time job to be able to make videos and like just do whatever I want. Yeah, it was an amazing semester, an amazing year. I just feel so happy and excited for the future. This was so different from my last 2 videos on this topic. Anyways, I am vlogging my entire trip to Europe. It'll be my first time. And I'm also vlogging on my vlog channel right now. So if you are not subscribed, be sure to subscribe to my vlog channel. Also follow me on Instagram because I'll be posting a lot on there now that my summer is starting. So lots to keep up with, lots of stuff that I just told you. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys are doing for this summer. I asked you guys on my vlog channel. A lot of my subscribers are really cool and do really impressive things. So let me know what you guys are doing in the comments below. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!